Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Handmade Every Day. I post videos about sewing on Saturdays, and in today's video I share my March makes. So if it's something that's interesting for you, please stay tuned. I'm pretty happy with my makes for March. I did a lot of slow sewing and sewing for others, and these two are things that are part of my sewing resolution for 2020, so that's really great. Before any further ado, let's go. So the first make that I will share is this Bonsly dress. This is a pattern from Deer & Doe, and it's from an earlier release that was in about April 2019. I totally missed the boat on that release, and I found this purely randomly when I went to a local fabric shop, and that I saw this. It was made on a mannequin to showcase fabric, and I really fell in love with it, so I bought it, of course, because that's just who I am. And I made this out of a fabric from Minerva Craft. It's really fluid, and I think this is something mandatory for this dress. You really need to have a fluid fabric for it to hang well. This is a kind of a wrap dress that wraps, this is a panel that you kind of wrap around yourself. And there's this little tie detail in the front, which is really nice. I really like that. It's a v-neck and there's a facing inside. It's not really bra friendly, but it's not something that I really mind because I don't really wear a bra that often. So, I mean, I do wear them, but with a dress like this, I wouldn't, and it's not a problem for me. This is a pretty... This is not a beginner's project. I feel like with these tiny straps, that can be kind of a struggle to turn over if you don't have the right tool, which is my case. So I decided to use my little bias tape maker, and then I just fold the long piece that I kind of fold the little edges wrong sides together, and then I top stitch one edge, and that creates my tiny strap. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's a beginner's project. Also, working with a fluid fabric like this, it's always a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, for me, because I feel like it shifts and you really want to keep it straight, especially when you have a lining with darts. You really want the whole thing to be well aligned. So that's one of the reasons, and you really need to trim really close to the edges, not to the edges, I mean to the seams, because there's a lot of curves. So if you want this to look and sit nicely, you really need to trim well. Yeah, otherwise it's a pretty straightforward make. I made these in one morning, probably 5 hours. I was really enthusiastic about this. I recently made a complete inventory of my wardrobe, and I didn't have a black dress, and I feel like it really was missing. So I'm pretty pleased with this. I feel like this dress will be very useful, and then I will get a lot of wear out of it. Oh, about the sizing, I wanted to mention that it runs pretty generous. According to my body measurements, I should have done a 36, 38, and a 40 for the hips. And I decided to make a size 36 all the way, and it fits pretty well. I also shortened the dress by 4 centimeters because I'm on the shorter side of things in general, of heights, I mean. So I usually do this adjustment, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I would recommend this and the fabric, although it's called a suiting, so I thought I could make kind of a jacket, the Jessica blazer with it, but it's really too fluid and too thin, but it's perfect for a dress like this. Next, I made this Natalie shirt. It's a short sleeve shirt. I made this with linen, and this is a size 2. I really like it. I love this camper style collar. The construction is really straightforward, and I made this out of 0.8 meters of fabric, so it's a good scrap buster for me, because I used to buy 2 meters of fabric for everything, or more according to fabric recommendation, but then I always make the most of my fabric and really try to kind of puzzle it out puzzle all the pattern pieces in the least amount of fabric that I can. So I do have pieces of fabric that are like 0.8, 0.7, 0.6 meters of fabric. So this will be absolutely perfect. I really like it. I think it's a good addition to my wardrobe. I have lots of long sleeve shirts with the stand-up collar, but I really like this camper style and I like the short sleeves. So I think I will make more of little shirts like that. It's also something that came out of my inventory, that I have a lot of like stand-up collar shirt but not a lot of camper style, and I like them. So yeah, so there will be more of these, maybe not this pattern but something similar. Yeah, so this is made out of linen and I really like it. Pretty simple. I suggest this pattern. One of the most challenging projects I've ever did, and this is not because of the pattern, but it's strictly because of the fabric. This fabric is really special and I fell in love with it. It's on the right side it's denim and on the wrong side is this kind of like Sherpa fabric. So I had this inspiration for a trucker jacket from Levi's and I really wanted to self-draft my own. So this adventure started by like me making like the Audrey jacket and the Julian jacket because I wanted to learn more about the construction of a jacket like this. Then based on like measurements of my boyfriend's jean jacket, I tried to draft pattern pieces, and then I made a muslin and the muslin was terrible. It wasn't fitting well at all. So I decided to like scratch all that and bought a McCall's pattern. I think it's 7729. And I made this. I made a size 14, so the biggest size of the envelope because I wanted it to be oversized. So let me try it on. Oh, one alteration that I did is that I added a like lining piece to the sleeve because I wouldn't have been able to easily put my arms through the sleeve if I didn't do that, because this is pretty thick and that would have been really annoying. So if I'm able to just put the coat on, there we go. Yeah, it's a lot warmer than I expected and I definitely struggled making this. I had to shave a lot of them when the Sherpa is on the inside and there's two pieces, like for the facing for example. The first time I sewed this, I followed the instruction and put it like both right side on the outside, which meant that there were 2 layers of Sherpa on the inside and it was so thick. The corners were looking really bad. So then I unpicked the whole thing and trimmed the Sherpa of this fabric and decided to have the Sherpa on this side. And at the end, you know what, I really like it more this way. I did the same thing for the waistband and I also shaved the Sherpa for the cuffs. So it may look oversized like this, but remember that I'm only wearing a short sleeve shirt underneath. I want to wear this for spring, so I'm able to fit like a good big hoodie underneath. I will add a picture of me showing how I usually wear it, and I'm really happy. It fits well, it's comfortable, it is exactly what I was looking for, but it definitely was a challenge. Yeah. Is there something else to say about this? I guess that if you notice, I'm missing 2 buttons, but it's because of the coronavirus, all the fabric stores next to me are closed, and the last one that was open didn't have the buttons, so I'm wearing it anyway. I will fix this when life goes back to normal, and these pockets are not real, so it's not like I'm not missing functionality of this coat, so that's good. And these welt pockets were kind of a complete nightmare to do. I feel like the instructions are wrong about this, so I used the instruction for the Audrey, but I did both of them like probably 4 times each. It was a lot of work, but I made it happen and I'm really happy. So yeah, so this is my Sherpa jacket, kind of like trucker Levi's inspired. I made this Ella blouse too. I made this out of a knit, even if the fabric recommendation is for a woven. I feel like it just hangs a lot better in a knit fabric, and I kind of discovered that going through like social media and seeing other versions of this. It's a pretty straightforward pattern, it's easy, and I really like these bath wings, kind of like, or grown on sleeves. I think it's really comfortable, and I feel like I will get a lot of wear out of this this summer, probably with shorts. Even if it's a knit, it's pretty lightweight, so it's comfortable. And yeah, I'm really happy with this make as well. There's also two other makes that I did, but I won't be able to try them on because they're not for me. There's one muslin dress for my mom. That's the gift that I'm giving her for her birthday, like finding a pattern that she likes and will fit it for the pattern to fit perfectly on her. So I made the muslin, we'll make the adjustments together. Now I sent the muslin dress to her so she can try it on and we can see what we should improve. The pattern is the Alcoit from Cashmere, and yeah, I really cannot wait to see the pictures of her wearing the dress. I think we'll have lots of fun, and it's really fun to fit like another body than mine, because there's also like there's different adjustments to be done, so it's really interesting. And second, I made a cardigan for my sister. Unfortunately, it won't be wearable because the fabric is just not, it's not what I expected, let's say. It's a project from Minerva Craft, so I will publish a complete review about this, and it's not, like, I'm not recommending this fabric. It's a loose knit, but so staticky and so thin, and it's sheer, and it's not comfortable to wear, so I'll use this as a wearable, non-wearable muslin, I mean, but it's really to see the fit. It's a cocoon cardigan, it's a Berta pattern, and she asked me if I could do one for her, so I said of course yes. I will insert pictures of me wearing the cardigan so you can see the fabric. Yeah, so that's it for this cardigan. And finally, this is another make for the Minerva Craft Blogger Network. It's a pajama and it's so comfortable. This fabric is everything. It's so soft, it's breathable, it's cozy, it's like everything you look for in a knit. I'm really happy with this. I love the color. And the funny story about this is that I bought this pattern secondhand, and the lady that had it before me already traced my size, which is medium, for this Berta pattern. No, it's McCall's, I think. Yeah, it's a McCall's pattern. She already traced my size, and she left these pieces in the pattern envelope, so when I opened it, my half of the work was done. I mean, I dislike tracing, so I was like, yes, this step is already completed. So yeah, this pattern is really straightforward. There's little cuffs, there's a waistband, and the little shorts are really, really nice. There's little pockets. I did make this seam, the back seam, 2.5 centimeters instead of 1, but I could have left it at 1 and it would just be a little bit looser since it's a pajama. I mean, that would be fine. Really like the fit, love the color, and I already got so much wear out of this. I did this earlier March, so that's how I know. And yeah, I think like pajamas and coats are the things that I get the most wear out of, because I need the coat to go out, and I'm always in my PJs when I'm at home. So these are my makes for March. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel so far, please consider sharing my videos with a friend, and I will see you in the next sewing video. Happy sewing! Bye!